Hello my dudes, welcome back to the Endless Sands, welcome back to our Minecolonies Desert City. Last episode we built a pretty cool apartment building. There's a bunch of houses in there, which means we can get a load more dudes in the colony, that's always good. This episode, what I want to do is make sure the dudes that we've gotten now are all well fed, because you know, full belly is full happiness, as they say. Getting food sorted is tricky even on a normal world, but the desert is going to present to us a few challenges. Let's jump in and find out what they are. Before we do anything at all, let's go over to the town hall and see who's moved in. So having that residence over there, where is he? Oh yeah, looking like a beast. Absolute beast mode residence. But yeah, this has given us room for loads more dudes, and that means we've got babies being born. Let's go and see who's joined. So we have Alexander Newborn, who we had at the start. We've got Ash T-Break, we've got Dotarov, the Shneesh, daughter of the Shneesh. Okay. Ender T-Break, couple of T-Breaks here. Eshibex Verna, Hemet Anubis, Jen Anubis, Lisha the Stinky, Mia Agoon, Mia Menethil, Mia Salad, Mia the Shneesh. Wow, Mia is a popular name, it would seem. Mixter Arundel, Milena Starset, Rhapsody Neferet, Scar Anubis, Son of Aziza, Thiriel Fiore, Thiriel Neferet, and Uncle the Phoenix. Wow, that's a lot of dudes. Yeah, it looks like we got 21 dudes. There's 3 archers, 5 knights, 2 couriers, 7 children, 3 builders, and 1 cook. So we're going to be building the resource buildings this episode, which means we're going to be building farms. And hopefully by the time we've done that, those children would have grown up. But let's head on over to camp, because we need to build the actual farm block first, right? That's how it goes. That's how the game is played, how the sausage is made. And of course, a farm from Minecolonies is a real simple craft. We'll need some stone hose. And okay, let's go and find a place to put these down. So we've got 3 builders now, which is going to mean we can get these done pretty quick. Now, I haven't yet built the bridge. I have designed a smaller bridge, which I'll show you. Now, this is pretty basic, but if we go into my local files, there's a few here. These are all the builds I've done in all the mods 10. But it all starts with Egypt Bridge Base. Okay, let's go into FreeCam so you can see what's going on here. Now, this bridge is designed to sit on the retaining walls from the Nile style. So what you do is you find the place where it looks good. I think that's the place. Yep, that's all connected. You plonk this down, and this is the bridge base. You can then flip it around and move it over on the other side and plonk it down there. So once you have both bridge main pieces set up on each bit of the wall, you can start to build the span in between. And there's a few pieces to make this easier, but it all starts with a bridge span. So let's put this into position. There we go, and we'll line up the wood with the wood, and that should be good. Right? That's how it works. So we'll put 1 span there. And then we put another span, the same orientation, aligned up with the other side of the bridge. There we go, perfect. Now, with both of those pieces of the bridge in position, there's always going to be a bit of a middle that could be irregular. You could have trouble fitting something here. So you have a few options. What you can do is you can do the span again. It might fit. It might not. Depends on how symmetrical your bridge is. And for us, yeah, that would quite easily work. But if you don't want to do that, there's also bridge mid, which is just a smaller section of the bridge. That also fits perfectly, like a glove. And there's also the bridge link, which is a very tiny, thin one piece that you can just drag across and have a really long section in the middle. We're going to go back to the middle section though, get this into position. That looks good to me. We'll tick the box, give this to Hemet. And I believe what we can do is we can give our builders all of the materials and let's watch them build this thing. The materials to make this bridge are very simple. It's all things that you use on the retaining walls, so sandstone bricks. There's polished granite slabs and stairs, and of course jungle wood for the main bridge bit you actually walk on. Nothing too crazy. I wanted to keep these bridges as very simple, very easy to build, For you guys using these blueprints at home, once again, a massive thank you to all of you guys who are Patreon and YouTube members. You all have access to the Blueprints channel on the Discord, which has all the blueprints from all my series. So be sure to check them all out, you might find something you like. The build took a little bit longer than I thought because the builders needed materials from the warehouse, and the couriers wanted to use this bridge to deliver the materials, but they couldn't because there was no bridge. So yeah, it was a bit slow as they went over the river. But it did finally come together. Now also, a bit of a slip up, I did build this bridge 1 block lower than it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be raised up by 1 block. Well, never mind, we can fix this. So yeah, pretty simply what we're going to do to fix this is just get the hand drill out and change some of these stairs around the edge. Honestly, just changing these into bricks is going to fix all of our problems. Do the same over here as well. Now, one of the best parts of these bridges is because it's so modular, we can put this on any span. So while it goes across here, and it looks pretty cool, we could also put a bridge over between that bit of wall and this one over there if we want to. And I think what we're probably going to want as well is something over there near to the farm. So we want to give our colonists as many ways to cross the river as possible, because yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain if we don't. So here we are over here at this nice big piece of flat land. I mentioned a couple of episodes ago that this was going to be the area where we put the farms, but the big question is, what do the farms from the Nile style look like? Well, let's find out. There's enough room here. Yeah, we should have plenty of room. So let's take a look. Now there are actually 2 kinds of farms here, the land farm and the Nile farm. So the first thing we're going to look at is the Nile farm, because I think what this is a farm on the edge of the river. And oh my god, yeah, this looks pretty cool. So it looks like you're supposed to kind of put the water where the water is right there. So we could get away with slotting this over here like this, just a little bit away from the guard tower so it doesn't get in the way. There would be perfect. Oh yeah, and this could be pretty good. And let's see what it looks like at level 5. So that's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know what? Why not? I think this is a pretty good spot for this, and I want to build both styles. So we're going to move over a little bit, give it a bit of room away from the guard tower there. We'll have to remove a lot of sand for this build, but I think this is going to look pretty good. It's on the edge of the river as well. Yeah, we're going to do this. Okay, the second type of farm. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, yeah, and this thing looks a little bit different. It's supposed to be on land, not connected to the Nile. And it goes from level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And at level 5, actually, this thing looks really cool. Now, it only comes with 1 field, but you can still add your own fields after the fact. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to slot this around behind the other farm. Yeah, that looks pretty good, and we can have some extra fields over here around the edge. Perfect. Okay, we'll pull the trigger on this, and I think at level 1, these things are going to require very simple materials. So let's watch these things get built up to level 1, and I don't want to stop there. We're going to get the farms to level 2. So 2 farms, and to build these, we're using the builders on this side of the river, because this is the cooler side of the river. Obviously, no offense, Milena, but these guys are way cooler. Nah, they're not as cool as you, Milena. So we made a slight mistake on this. Hemet's fill block is still dirt, and I was going to change it, but then I thought, actually, you know, hang on a sec. She's building a farm, so having some dirt around might be a good thing. And so the farm at the back has dirt as the fill block instead of sandstone. Now, Hemet was much quicker on her build because I think there was just much less to dig out. Alexander took his sweet time, but it's a pretty sweet looking build. Also, Alexander's farm is like over double the size, so he was always going to take a lot longer to get this built. But now it's time for the glow up. Let's see what these things look like going from level 1 up to level 2. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Each one of these can now have 2 fields. That brings us to 4. We'll get some farmers in, and let's look at our options for crops in the desert. So the farm's looking pretty sweet now. We also added these date palm trees along the edge of the river, because I thought, you know what, that would look cool. But yeah, these farms are absolutely perfect. They've already hired a couple of farmers. Ender Rainbows is over here as one of our farmers. Looks a bit like me. And Mia the Shneesh is farmer number 2. Amazing. Now, getting these guys farming the crops we need is going to be very important. Now I'm thinking, what did ancient Egyptians eat? Well, they ate a bunch of things, but the most important thing they ate is wheat. Now, for some reason, the builder actually put down a wheat farm when he was building. He also put down some bamboo, and that's actually, you know what, pretty handy. In a pinch, we can get some bamboo if we haven't grown some already. But that's pretty cool. There's no reason why a farm couldn't have bamboo as well. That's a really good idea. One of these farms is wheat seeds. We want you to make, I think, probably germ wheat, to be honest. Because germ's used in a lot more recipes, we also have tons of regular wheat. So I think 2 fields dedicated to wheat is pretty good. One of the fields we want to be potatoes, because they're pretty important for curing our colonists of disease. And the final field is going to be carrots. There's a load more we can and must do though. But let's take a quick second to work out what crops actually do grow in a desert. Chickpeas are one. Soybeans also grow in hot and humid biomes, so I think that'll work in a desert. Rice also grows in hot biomes. And, oh wow, look at this, so do nether peppers. And peas. Oh my god, so it looks like we're going to have a lot of different crops to work with. That's pretty good. Now, getting into crops is going to be a bit of a session because we also need a bakery. We need to configure our cookery, and rather than go too deep into food this episode, what I want to do is get these other buildings we have down. Here it is, the forester's hut. So let's take a look at this. There's only one, so we're kind of like low on options for this. Oh, this actually has a large water segment. So it looks like this is supposed to actually go on the Nile itself. Okay, well maybe that means we're going to push this out further beyond our farm over here. Although that doesn't really work because we're stretched. We're right on the edge of our buildable space. Well, where can we put this? There is always the other side of the river. Yeah, look at this. So it has a big, well, that's a weird shape. I don't know what, if you can think of what shape that reminds you of, this weird water segment, let me know in the comment section. But yeah, it looks like, so this is level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so at level 5, it does do something different with the water here. Oh my god, this is a very tricky lumber mill to wrangle. It does look really cool though, but I want to make sure we get this absolutely right. This is a pretty important building. So do you know what, my dudes? There's only one thing for it. We're going to actually put this on the other side of the river. And what we're also going to do is build this as if we're building it to level 5, because that's what it's going to be eventually. We want to make sure we get it right for level 5. Everything else doesn't really matter. We can modify our terrain here so it looks perfect. This looks great at level 5. We'll dig away this dune, get everything looking good over here. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Lots of sand to dig out, but I think we can handle this. Let's do it. So the forester, also known as the lumberjack. Now it looks like this building isn't really designed for trees. It really looks to me more like a ship's port, which is fine. I imagine in the Egyptian days, well, wood wasn't a common thing. In the desert, they probably got wood shipped in, which is fair enough. It took the builder a while to dig away this sand, but once it was gone, the build went up pretty quickly, and level 2 wasn't very hard to get to either. We also took the opportunity to develop the walls along near this guard tower and level things off as well. Adding definition to these dunes is really going to help make the place look like a developed city, but as the building is finished, there we go. We can definitely see there is an area basically where ships would be built. Now, we're going to go straight on to the mine. Okay, yeah, so the mine comes with 2 flavors. Number 1, we have the Quarrier's Hut. And this is a really small, simple building. This is basically designed to be the controller for quarries that you could put around if you want to get stone and sand that way. We're not going to do that because it's a lot of space. We might do it down the line to complete the city and get every single building. But what we're going to be doing is going to the main mine building. So how does this thing work? Well, it looks really good as it goes from levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But if we take a look inside, it's quite hard to find where the mine is going to go. Now, there is one very easy way we can find out where the builder is going to dig. If we raise up the building into the sky, we can see, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of underground components to the mine. Now the mine itself is pretty hard to find, but I think it's this single block down. Yeah, this is a very thin mine. I'm going to be interested to see how this gets developed, how the worker deals with digging out underground. So we'll see how that goes. Now to position this thing, it kind of does have a back that is sandstone. So I think putting this against this little ridge over here is going to look perfect. Anyway, we've roughly got the position for this. Let's get this built and watch it go up. So there it goes. Oh man, yeah. Now, most of this land was dug out, so the builder didn't take too long getting this thing down. And also at level 1, it's like a mud hut. There's not much going on. But again, like the farms and the lumberjack or the forester, we want to get this thing to level 2 as well. Although what's really cool is even at level 1, this thing comes with 2 couriers huts. That's pretty cool. And there we go. Thank you very much, Alexander. It looks like a miner has also been hired, and it's Mixter Arundel. Oh my god, where's your shirt, Mixter? I can see your nipples. Maybe that's how they did it back in the Egyptian days. Just, you know, shirt off into the mines. Maybe. Oh man. So yeah, the mine. This will get, I guess, dug. Luckily, below a certain level, it stops being sand and it becomes sandstone. I think it's like the ratio of dirt to stone in other biomes. So I think he's going to be mostly okay and not suffer from like sand cave-ins. But of course, this bad boy's going to need a wooden pickaxe. I don't think so. Your mine is level 2 now, which should qualify you for stone. It might even be iron. If we wanted to build these couriers huts again, I think the design is exactly the same as the ones outside the warehouse. The build options would just be bamboo slabs. Yeah, very simple. But again, we don't want to build these yet because we don't need that many couriers yet. Also, the problem we have is if we have couriers on this side of the river, they're going to want to get to the warehouse. And at the moment, I've seen a lot of colonists just in the water, and drowning is a real thing that could happen. We need to get a way to get across this river. I'm thinking maybe like a very easy, quick, underground kind of subway for people might be a way to do it, because I don't want to build too many bridges, because we do have boats, and bridges and boats often don't mix very well. But let's go over and check out the lumberjack now, the forester. I keep wanting to call it a lumberjack, even though it's a forester. But yeah, just Minecolonies things. But yeah, Ash has the problem of no axe, but also more than that, he has the problem of not knowing where to dig. And we could set a region with the selection tools, but before we do that, I want to see if we can get a field down where we can put actual trees. And in the regular farm fields, there's single Nile side, quad, date, palms. There's a few styles of fields, they all look pretty cool, but there's nowhere specifically to do trees. Now, that's not really a problem, because the Littleton style did have a really cool tree farm. And yeah, the way this tree farm works is it puts little kind of evenly spaced blocks where the saplings go, so it means tree farming is just much safer, much easier. But we can use that technique, that style, to design our own Nile kind of themed tree farm, and that's something we will do, but it will take time. And for now, wood isn't really a problem thanks to our hopper pots, but we will get to the point where we want it to be renewable without having to put in hose, which can be a bit tricky. Those botany hopper pots get to be a bit annoying. And there we go. Thank you very much for watching, my dudes. If you want to help support the series and join the colony, Patreon and YouTube members can hop on the Discord and contribute their names to the list. Then you might join the endless sands with me over here. This episode we got 2 farms, 1 mine, and 1 lumberjack/forester operational. Well, not quite operational. They'll need tools and things, but we got them down, and we also did some decoration, and we built a bridge. Pretty good going. Next episode, I think we really want to get on and crack that nut that is food production. We're going to look into getting all of the hot biome crops in the farms, and maybe looking into bakeries and other essential buildings for getting foods up to our restaurants. But until then, a massive thank you for watching, and take care.